Hello, Mr. Poor. My name is Tram Dung, and I am a business management major. And I also have a minor in human resources, and I will be graduating this year along with the class of 2017. So I'm very excited to uh, walk onto the stage this May. It's very exciting for me. And apart from school, I am a full-time employee at Crave Cupcakes. I work as a server. There are days where I will work up front and I will help guests grab their order for them. And there are days where I work in the office, which helps out a lot. So I manage the call center. Um, and when there is downtime, I am able to work on my homework. That's why I have stayed with Crave Cupcakes for over 2 years now, because they're very flexible with their students, and they allow us to do homework. And if there's any time where we need to take our test or ask a day off for an exam, we have other students who are willing to switch shifts with us, and it's a very great place to work for, especially during while in school. Now, apart from my school and work, I do have a few hobbies and activities that I really enjoy doing. Of course, being so busy, when I do have time for them, I will indulge in these hobbies or activities. So, I really enjoy watching movies, sequels, trilogies like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbits, anything that has part one, two, or three to it. I am there. I love that, which also explains why I love TV shows. There's always like seasons, and each season has like 22 to 25 episodes. So whenever there's spring break or winter break, that's what I'm doing. I'm binge watching. It's like a marathon. I marathon through all these shows. I also do love playing games. And it goes from anywhere between board games, cord games, and even active games like tag or hide and seek. I really enjoy all of that. I love to read books. I think it's a great way to gain experience, and you're practically gaining experience through people who live through certain obstacles or situations that you are reading about. So you learn from other people. I also love to wear makeup. I spend a lot of money on makeup. I also like to do my hair, so I do buy a lot of different hair products. Sometimes I switch up my shampoo, or I'm into a different scent. It's crazy. And then I also love to shop. I don't have a lot of clothes, but when I do go out, I would have to shop from head to toe. So it gets pretty expensive. I don't like to repeat outfits. So that's another problem. Um, I also like to travel, and this includes traveling out of state and stuff like that. But I also, I don't mind like just driving out at night, going to a different part of town in Houston. That is, satisfactory to me. I also like, even traveling to cities that are probably an hour or maybe 3 hours away. Like, that's enough traveling for me, and I love that. It's anything to get myself out of these city limits. Um, I love trying new food from different cultures. I think it's the best way to learn about other cultures. You're bonding over food, and then next thing you know, you're asking how to pronounce certain dishes. So you're ultimately learning a new language, and you're ordering in a new language. So I really love trying new food. Um, Apart from that, I also love spending time with my family and friends. Um, I try my best to make time for them. I think it's important to keep up with your family and friends. And lastly, I save the best for last. I love to sing. Like, I'm always singing, basically. I love to sing so much, and it makes me feel good. That's the best thing, and that's the remedy to everything that I'm going through. I always sing. Okay, and next I want to share a little bit about my family. They're very important to me. Now, my mom is from Ban Mae Thuột, Vietnam, so she is up in the mountains. Now, my dad, he's from Binh Thuong, and Binh Thuong is on the coast of Vietnam. So, despite the geographic location, somehow my mom and my dad met, and they had two children. And when they were in their late 20s, like around 29 going to 30, they migrated over to America with their two children, which is my two older sisters. And the family increased by three from there. I was born next. And so I'm the middle child. I'm the third child, but I'm also the middle child because there's five of us. Then after that, my mom had my brother. He's currently 20. And then we had our baby sister, and she is currently 16. So we're all pretty much grown up. Just waiting for my little sister to reach 18 where she can take care of herself. And yeah, I'm looking forward to letting my mom just relax and retire, and that's what I am working tirelessly for. I want her to be able to finally relax. I think that's the best way to honor my mom. The little story that I like to share everyone that I come across is that I have two older sisters that were born in Vietnam, right? So, I mean, it's expected they'll have Vietnamese names. Then I have two younger siblings who were born here, and they have American names. For me, I'm the middle child, so I feel like just as I am the middle child, I'm also interconnecting, Vietnam and America together somehow. So I was born in America, but somehow my mom decided to give me a Vietnamese name. And I think it's pretty funny because I'm the child who was born here with a Vietnamese name, and I'm also the only one who speaks fluently in the language, and I can read and write in my language, which is pretty funny because the area that we live in, there's not a lot of Vietnamese people, so I don't have a lot of exposure to my own kind, and I don't really communicate with my own kind because the area that we live in, there's not a lot of us, but somehow I am still able to keep my language, and I put lots of effort into making sure I keep my values, my language, and I remember how to read and write so that I can one day hopefully go to Vietnam and see the country that my parents came from and meet my relatives over there. So that's a little bit about my family. Now I would like to move on to my strengths. I would like to believe that one of my strengths is interpersonal skills. I love I just love speaking to people on a different level. I like to be professional too, but I enjoy connecting with people on a personal level. I've noticed whenever there's new employees that of course, I make sure that they know how to do their job. Then I also want to make them feel like not just part of the team, but more of like family. And I like them to just be able to like come up to me, and they don't have to be formal. They can just tell me how their day is or how their weekend was, and they can just tell me anything. And arithmetic skills. That's one of my strengths. I just love math. Math is my favorite subject. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that there's only one correct answer. I'm not a big fan of gray areas. So for me, it's yes or no. It's correct or it's wrong. I don't like maybe. I don't like any in-betweens. No gray areas. It's only black and white for me, and that's exactly how math serves me. There's only one correct answer. You follow the formula, and you got the solution. My other strength is I'm a very fast learner. So I think that will help me out pretty well because I know that, wherever you go, you will not be fully equipped. So being able to learn things fast and learn at a fast pace makes it more easier for people to hire you because you can learn even though you don't have what they are necessarily looking for. You can learn it in a short amount of time without decreasing any of the current employees' productivity. And I think that's very important. The other thing is I have great memory and photographic memory. I think that's like my little superpower strength. And that's how I made it through school and my job. At school, I would memorize study guides and I would memorize things in a book word for word, like definitions word for word, and I would be able to mentally flip it pages in my mind because I actually have really good photographic memory, so I can see it, and that's how I would be able to pass the test. And at work, I'm a server, so we have to memorize the menu and the ingredients, and all of that was really a piece of cake for me. So I really do take advantage of my great memorization. But every superpower has its kryptonite. I feel like I'm restricted to a certain time frame. So I find myself a lot of times when I am about to take the exams, I would rush my professor. I would tell them, come on, open the door. Let's go take the test now because I'm going to forget. And I do, because as soon as I'm done taking the test, I don't remember. I don't remember what I just took. I just remembered the correct answer, what I needed to eliminate answers and circle the correct answer, and I'm done. When other students, they're like, what was on the test? I was like, I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't. So every superpower has its limits. Okay. So I'm also going to share my weaknesses. To every strength, there is a weakness. No one's perfect. I think one of my weaknesses is communicating effectively. Um, Sometimes I find it really hard to flow smoothly. I'll find myself using a lot of fillers, like what I just said, uh, mm. So a lot of fillers, and I just don't think that sounds good. Um, I tend to stutter a lot. Sometimes I feel like I have so much going on in my head and I think so fast, but I'm not speaking fast enough. So I tend to stutter a lot. And sometimes I mispronounce words. And when I mispronounce words, it discourages me so much that I'll stop myself from speaking. And I think I need to learn how to overcome that, because I'm at this point where I have finally realized that no one will ever sit down and pry out what you know. So you kind of just have to stop being so self-conscious and share what you have to say, even if you say it trembling, even if you mispronounce words, even if you stutter. You just have to overcome that and continue to free flow and speak so that people know what you know and you can demonstrate what you fully know. That's very important. My other weakness is networking. I think I need to take advantage of the full perks when it comes to networking. I think to a certain extent, what you know gets you to certain places, but also who you know can get you to further places. And I really need to take advantage of that. I don't want to just rely on myself. Of course, it all comes down to you, but I also want to, if I can make my life easier by making connections, why not? Why not? It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. So I really want to start making connections. Sometimes I get a little afraid of networking because I feel like I'm asking for favors, but it's actually a mutual relationship. So you guys are both exchanging benefits and opportunities and vouching for one another. So I really want to take advantage of that. Maybe I should start a LinkedIn account very soon, but I'm graduating soon. So networking needs to start now. My other weakness is I have a problem with accepting rejection. I don't take it pretty well. My whole world feels like turmoil, and it all crashes down on me when I get rejected. And I've read so many stories about successful people who have been turned down multiple times. For example, Jack Ma, he was rejected from Harvard 10 times. 10 times. I think if I applied the first time and I did not get accepted, I would not apply the next time. Nonetheless, I would not apply 9 more times, but he did. And look at him. He is successful. He is the CEO of Alibaba. And I'm not saying that, I would have to get rejected a certain amount of times to be successful, but it really builds character and it really strengthens you. You need to learn how to accept rejection, and that's something I need to do. The other thing is I have poor listening skills. And the other thing that makes it more deadly is that I'm also afraid to ask for clarifications. So I'm here listening to people hand out instructions. I'm already not listening well. And so when they give me instructions, I don't even understand what I'm supposed to do because I didn't listen attentively. And then I'm also afraid to ask them what they just said or to repeat themselves. So I think that's another weakness of mine, that if I don't fix it, it'll hurt me in the long run. So I need to start, being able to listen. And if I didn't catch it, I need to be able to repeat it in my own wording so that I understand what's being asked of me. So these are a few of my weaknesses that I would love to work on. If you have tips for me to overcome this, please do share with me, because I'm going to only give myself a certain time period to overcome these weaknesses, because I need to do it now. Now, opportunities. I think one of my opportunities that I have able to pinpoint is that I am bilingual. I speak both English and Vietnamese, so I think that allows me to serve a larger group of people and reach out further. So that's one of my opportunity. I think another opportunity is that with the ongoing women rights movement, I think it'll enable many young women to smoothly transition to the workforce. And being a woman, I think it's important for me to partake in that and work towards shattering the glass ceiling for a woman. And I think, it's just happening at the best time. And it's 2017. And I want to be able to obtain the full benefits of gender equality and equal pay. It's very important because, it would suck that all of us are going to school and we're all trying to excel in our career, and it would suck to know that your gender withholds you from being as successful as your counterparts. And I don't think that's right. And I think it's very important that as I am graduating and I'm seeking jobs, that I see changes in the workforce, because I refuse to not receive the same promotion or pay as my counterparts. It's not right. Another one of my opportunities is that I have work experience. I've managed to gain experience while in school. And it was tough, but I knew I had to do it because I knew acquiring a degree would not help me, because everyone that I'm graduating with, the whole class of 2017, will be walking out with a degree. So I knew there was something else that needed to distinguish me from other people, and I knew it was gain work experience. So that's why I worked really hard to do both school and work at Crave Cupcakes so that I could gain a competitive advantage over my fellow colleagues. Now, there are a few threats that I thought about. They're not major threats. I would like to say that they're minor threats because, I had a lot of problems coming up with threats because I knew no matter what the threat was, it would be worthwhile and I would still pursue this career no matter what. but I did come up with a few threats just to participate. I think that one of the biggest threats is that when I go to law school, they actually discourage you from working the first year, and I think that's what makes me uneasy, because I support my mom, so I'm not sure how I'll be able to not work a whole year, go to law school, still support myself, and still help my mom with bills. That's a little bit crazy, so I'm not sure how I'll be able to do that. So that's why I'm kind of, I'm looking for a job and maybe giving myself a few time to find enough money to cover bills while I'm in law school, or I'll probably end up working. I mean, I have to do what's best for my family. So if I was able to work during college while going to school, I think I should be able to do law school and work too. But I have to support my mom. Like, there's no other way around it. Another threat is there's cutthroat competition. There's so many people who are going to law school, some that are a lot younger than me. So some of them, after getting their undergraduate, they're going straight to grad school. And it's a little discouraging, because I feel like by the time I don't know how long it'll take me to save enough money, but when I go to law school, I feel like I will not be at my prime. So I feel like I will not be as a quick learner as I was in college. I'll be out of shape because I haven't been in school for a while, so I'm a little scared. But I realize it's really not a competition, because I'm not trying to be the best. I want to be a voice, and I think your passion speaks louder than your expertise any day. It really does. And I want to take a compassionate approach to everything I do, and I want to be a voice for children and for minorities, and I want to be able to defend people. The other threat is there's going to be a lot of loans, a lot of advertising expenses, because after you graduate and you're a practicing lawyer, you need to be able to get yourself, to promote yourself out there and have people recognize you and choose you to represent them. And the other thing is there's long working hours. I don't think there's ever like a set 9 to 5 schedule for lawyers. You are probably working even when you're home. You're probably keeping up with your clients and stuff like that. But I think this will all be worthwhile. So yeah, these are the threats. Now, moving on to short-term goals. The first goal I have, as soon as I graduate, I want to land a job, a really good job, a job where I can expand my mind, become very well-rounded, and just be this well-rounded person with experience. And it's not about money, but I need better pay, because I know what my ultimate goal is. I want to go to law school. So I need a job that will pay well, because I need to be able to support my family while in law school. The other thing is I want to live a healthier lifestyle. I've been drinking lots of water since New Year's, and I've been trying to cut off fast food and sugar. And I've been working out an hour a day too, Mr. Poor. So hopefully by the end of this semester, when we do our last recording assignment, my face will look something like, I don't know, a lot slimmer, like this. So yeah. I really want to live a healthier lifestyle, because I realized, I'm such an ambitious person. I have so much goals and things that I want to do. I need to be able to live and last. Heck yeah. Lastly, I want to take a trip to Vietnam with my family. It's been hard for us to do that, because we're not so financially stable, but hopefully I could be able to do that. Hopefully I could take my whole family to Vietnam in October of 2018. That's when my grandma turned 70, and in my culture, it's very important when your relatives turn 70, because that means they have lived past their expected, their life expectancy age. So I really want to go to Vietnam then and just do a big celebration for my grandma. Okay, and as for long-term goals, I want to get accepted to law school. So I'm going to give myself, I don't know, 2 years maybe, 2 years to, well, I want to land a job now, but give myself 2 years to save money and go to law school. I want to get accepted to Thurgood Marshall, and while I'm working to save money, I'm also going to prepare myself for the LSAT, pass that test, and get accepted to law school. Next goal, I want to gain experience as a lawyer and ultimately apply for judgeship. I want to be a judge. And um, my last goal is, not just to excel in my field, but I want to become a part of larger reforms that brings changes on a society level. I recently took a race and crime class, and I just feel this heavy burden over my heart. I feel like a large percentage of our population, we never see them because they're behind bars, and we in America have a problem with mass incarceration, and that is something that needs to be resolved because they are a part of our society, and we need to care about them too. I think there is a lot of problems with also reintegration processes. So after they have paid their debt to society for their criminal activity, and once they are released into society again, they have a lot of issues with reintegration. They're unable to find they're unable to find employment opportunities. They are discriminated against. They're not able to find jobs. So it's not a surprise for you to see them commit the same criminal activities that landed them in jail. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right that after they already did their time in jail, once they come out, they can't find jobs so that they can, make it through life. And so they end up back in jail again. So it becomes this vicious cycle. And I think it's a cycle that we are responsible of breaking and finding resolutions for. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. So those are my long-term goals. And as a conclusion, I just want to say that as of now, this is what I know that I want to do. But I know there's going to be more to that because I am an ambitious person, and I want to continue to be ambitious because I know that my mom carefully birthed me in a land that's constructed around following one stream, and following one stream is a privilege. In other cultures, you don't hear much emphasis on following one stream because that's just not their priority. Their priority is surviving, it's sustaining. But in America, you always hear there's much emphasis on following your dream because you can afford to do that over here, and it's a privilege. And I'm going to follow my dream because I know my mom did it for me. So I also want to carry my values and my beliefs. Some were given to me, and some I have chosen and carefully selected as I grew, and I want to take that with me wherever I go. I also want to use my experiences, both the good and bad, so both the ones that broken you and the one that strengthens you, to guide others and to determine my future actions, because I want to be true to myself. So I want to make actions that result from my experiences and what I went through and from my perspective and how I see the world. And lastly, I want to live a meaningful life. But it's important for me to live a meaningful life with a healthy amount of selfishness, because I need to do something for myself that no one else would be willing to do for me. And I think you have to be zealous and you have to protect your dreams because no one else would do that for you. Of course, I would love to start a family someday, but that's not one of my priorities because I feel like once you have kids, you're no longer living for yourself. You're living for them, and you're funding their dreams, and you're making sure they feel like they can follow their dreams. But I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to say I wish I had. I want to say that I'm glad I did. So I really want to follow my dreams before I dedicate myself to other people's dreams. So that's a little bit about me. Um, I just want to thank you for this assignment because I think it really prompted me to reflect on my life and realize what I want to do. But I think I have a general idea of what I want to do and I have the right passion, but I don't think I have the best steps or connections, and I think you're very knowledgeable and wise, so I think that's something you can help me with. So I do look forward to doing the professional planning assignment with you soon. But once again, this is about me, and this is a little bit about me, and I really enjoyed this assignment, so thank you so much.